welcome to the Legacy of Stramdex. This is your host and your lovable dungeon master, Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free. We're going to cut right in. We see an old man sitting at a desk, writing with an ink pen under candlelight. It's about midnight. You can see the moonlight streaming through his window as it somewhat illuminates the words on the page. We get a voiceover. The world has been on the brink of destruction in Erican's history many times. First, from its inception in the War of the Gods, then the rise of Vathus Baptiste, the Divination, the War of Green, and the Rise of Stramdex. At all of these junctures in time, adventurers, noble or otherwise, had risen up to defend their home from these threats, and so far, they had succeeded. This part of the tapestry of history is flawed, falsed, and dyed with incorrect colors. For deep within a mountainous prison lies a dark power, rising and growing, waiting to get out, biding their time. The lands of Erican are in danger once again. However, there is hope. 5 souls, bound by fate itself, will soon come to know each other as friends. But, not to get ahead of ourselves, we should start at the beginning. And we cut to a cart lazily riding through a dreamy kind of forest, standard kind of deciduous forest. You see a little bit of wildlife. And the camera kind of pans from a low shot that only catches the forest as the cart moves forward to kind of pulling back and showing that the cart is about, 4 or 5 miles away from a large city with a castle in the center. This cart is staffed by about 3 people, and there are 2 others riding beside it. Brian?
Good, you're finally awake.
Brian, first of all, how do you pronounce your character's name?
Hadra.
Hadra, okay.
That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, and Hadra, can we get a brief description of what you look like and what you're doing in the back of this cart? We know that you're on the way to Beltscene, but we don't necessarily know why yet.
Well, she looks like a human in her early 20s. She's just over 6 feet.
Okay.
Definitely has a very sort of Arabic look to her. The sort of darker olive skin, the black hair.
Right.
But there's almost like a spark in their eyes. You'd almost say like they're on fire.
Okay. Right on.
She's wearing stud leather armor, has a short bow across her back, and 2 curved melee weapons. Gurki at her side.
Have you heard of those people from
Hammerfell?
Not from Hammerfell. Have you heard of those warriors from what did I name that place? I'm an idiot. This is all for a joke that's not even landing. Rabrella. They've got curved swords.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
I got the reference out. But yeah, so what are you doing in the back of this cart? Like, are you just kind of idly sitting around? Are you fiddling with something?
She's just sort of sitting there taking in the scenery. This is all new to her, this place.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, no, this is very new. Trees grow out here. And you've probably only seen like very dry, dead trees or trees by oases.
Yep. Palm trees.
Yeah, I mean, this is all deciduous trees like oaks, firs, and, well, a fir is not a deciduous tree. Oaks and yews and stuff like that.
It could be a mixed wood forest.
It could, yeah.
Could be. But yeah, she'd be used to like palm trees, olive trees, acais, stuff that grows in like desert regions, that type of area.
Oh yeah, and there's grass everywhere. That's got to be weird.
Yeah, it's not the stringy, strawy type. Like, what's that?
Yeah.
It's green.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, as you're writing, you hear something. You hear like a crack, right? Very loud crack. Then you hear this, and all of a sudden, chaos breaks out around you. Both of the horses on this cart come inches away from being crushed by a tree that lands in front of the road. And as you look around, a little bit dazed from this kind of interested state of yours, you see that you are surrounded by a lot of men. And they are all armed. You see one come to the front and he says, "All right, you know the drill. Step out of the cart, please. We're not going to have to hurt you if you comply with us." And we will cut there to Seifel. Seifel? Yeah, Seifel. My first question, is you a cat or is you a people right now?
I is a cat right now.
Okay, so you're in a bar. You are in a bar at the moment, a tavern. You've been invited out for drinks by your good friend, Grellin Hellskin. He's probably sitting at the bar. Maybe he shoots you a bit of a curious look of okay then. And he orders 2 beers and sets one on the ground for you.
Yeah, and probably gets a bit of weird looks as this tubby little black and white long-haired tabby cat saunters, as cats are wont to do, very high and mighty, his tail held up and sashaying back and forth, and kind of pushes the smart cat. It pushes the mug up to a place so it can stand on its hind legs, propping itself up with its front paws on something, and is just lapping at the beer with its tongue.
He looks at you and he goes, I don't exactly look sane right now.
Meow.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You think you want to, duck into an alleyway and come back as it's easier to have conversations when I'm not talking to a cat.
The cat stops drinking the beer and wanders up and does the cheek rub on the leg of his chair and then looks up at him with this kind of grouchy cat. You know how they get this look in their eyes that's just this utter contempt for all things. Mm-hmm. And then, as quick as a cat can, dashes out of the bar. Mm-hmm. And a couple minutes later, we see looks like just a young human male come in. He's wearing he's got studded leathers, but he's got a long, very nice dark blue jacket over it. With the it's cinched up at the top with a buckle rather than a button. He's not wearing the sleeves, but he does that to hold it on, almost like it's a cloak.
Right.
Long black hair with white streaks through it. In this dark environment, he has normal eyes. They're very large and round. They give him a certain look to his face, more of a young look. But he's got the hair covers up his ears, and he's wearing a head wrap to also cover up his ears. And for the briefest moment, we see a tail flickering out behind him before he draws his cloak or his coat cloak around tighter to hide it, and takes a seat at the bar, picking up the cat beer. And is like, you're no fun.
The bartender, like, looks at you with this, like, look in his face, like,
Free beer.
Oh, I guess. And, Grellin is like, you'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little odd. And I'll give you a description of Grellin. He's a tiefling. He has kind of onyx-colored skin with these glowing red eyes. He has kind of like the standard curled back ram horns. And he's wearing we'll say chainmail. He's wearing some chainmail, like a loose chain shirt over some petty clothes. Yeah, he's got at his side like two hammers, two like one-handed war hammers. And he looks and he's like, oh, and he's a bit older looking too. Like, tieflings don't often show age very conventionally, but you can see like he's got some white roots in his slicked back, pitch black hair, and like he's got some crow's feet going on. He looks and he goes, hey, so I was thinking, I can't help but think that your talents are being wasted by not taking jobs right now. And on top of that, I've gotten in with the Adventurers Guild.
I'm all for it. You know it's Uncle you'll have to convince.
What Uncle doesn't know won't hurt him, eh?
Oh, he flashes a very toothy grin to Grellin and exposes that he has very sharp, ironically named canines.
Yeah.
Very thin, very sharp, needle-like. And is like, I like your style, Grellin. Have I ever told you that?
He goes, yeah, at least 5 times today. So anyway, and like he orders 2 more beers, and we'll kind of like fade out from that. And we will go over to Heracles. Heracles, you are in the courtyard of hold on, I have the name of this place. It's like the Academy of Iara. Give me just 1 second.
Oh, I was planning a joke, but I'm gonna have to be proper.
Yeah, so the College of the Weave, which is both a college of magic and a worshipping place of Iara, right? So yeah, you're in the courtyard of this college. What do you normally do here, and how accepted are you generally here?
Oh, he's not really well accepted. He's tolerated because he can do one thing really well, and that's kick ass. But he's probably right now talking to some young new recruits that are trying to get away but just can't. Let's see, just a second. All right, so he's currently in the middle of a bad joke. He's like, and then I told him, your fighting style is like my love life, all over the place. And then I crushed his skull in my bare hand.
Yeah, and the kid looking up at you, he's just this like scrawny, probably 17-year-old human who's just like,
I slap him on the back. Okay.
Oh, he fucking falls down.
So, Heracles is this ginormous, he's 6'7", 6'7", 250 pounds, tall, blonde, and blue-eyed. He has an eye patch over his right eye, and he always keeps he always keeps himself in his scale mail and has a long sword at his hip. He continually talks to anyone and everyone that comes within earshot.
I love this character already. And as we're kind of like get a good view of Heracles, maybe we see kind of an older fellow. You know him as let's see, Warden Master. We'll say Warden Master Boval. So Warden Master Boval kind of walks up, and he's basically the equivalency of like the headmaster's assistant, right? He comes
perfect.
up, he says, "Heracles, pleasure to see you again." And like he's like maybe Heracles doesn't pick up on it. I don't know how receptive he is to sarcasm, but like this dude's pretty like, "Oh, great, this guy again."
Warden Master, so good to see you. Anyways, like I was saying, so I fought off about 300 of these, and I'm turning back to the.
Hold, Heracles, hold, please,
Yes.
please. I have a quest. Yes, a holy quest for you.
He perks up like a dog. A quest, you say, and starts to straighten his armor and feel all pruning
Right.
himself. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I knew
And
it was my time.
Yeah, and he's like, "You've done," and he looks around so well on this campus as both a protector and a font of knowledge that we think it may be time for you to go on what we refer to as the becoming.
Oh, they didn't call me the gatekeeper of Olympus for nothing.
He like looks, he's like, right. Now, we don't have anything specific for the becoming. We only know we must go on a journey far away from here and earn glory and return, maybe, one day to bring us back the benefit of your glory.
I will most certainly return to regale you all with the stories of my victory.
Right, excellent. I would recommend starting looking for work at the Adventurers Guild. We have
yes, the Adventurers Guild.
We have already packed your things.
Where is the Adventurers Guild?
He says, you don't get around town much. I could have...
No, I mostly spend my time here. I've been kicked out of almost every bar in town.
I forgot. The Adventurers Guild is located in Old Town.
Yes, thank you. And, let's see. Now, I'm sorry, real quick. I have to finish my story.
he rolls his eyes and he just like kind of like looks at the kid. The kid is like terrified and he just like gives him a slow head nod and then like walks backwards away. And we'll pull out as Heracles is regaling this kid of a tale.
Yes.
Yeah. And we cut to a jail cell.
Oh, I'm in the jail cell.
Johann.
Damn, I was gonna go for
Johann, you were picked up for what you consider to be pretty ridiculous reasons. I mean, let's be real here, right? Like, if we're being honest, that spoon was worth so much more, right? That spoon was worth way more than that book that you took. Because that spoon was like your favorite spoon, man.
It was. It
was.
Made everything taste better.
Exactly, right? And like, you can't replace a spoon like that, so what's one petty little book gonna do? But you may or may not have known the shopkeep, and he may or may not have made you, and then the guards got involved like they do sometimes, and man, those guards really like to ruin any kind of fair transaction. You're sitting in the jail cell, and maybe it's a town guard that you know, who kind of walks up. We'll say his name is, we'll call him Robert Strong. There we go. Robert Strong, guys. Maybe Robert kind of like looks at you. He's like, come on. I know that this is the way that you look at it, but you know there are certain rules. Does Johann respond to this?
Daniel.
Ding.
Meow.
You thought it was Daniel, but it was me, Heracles.
But it was me, Dio.
Ho ho, you're approaching me.
Okay. He said 1 sec. So, We'll get back to that in just a second. We'll go to Kadra, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kadra, you and your compatriots have done a bit of a head count, probably each of you, and there are 30 plus men surrounding you.
Jesus.
All of them are armed, and this looks like a pretty legit kit, right? These are some actual like highwaymen, you know. In fact, make me a perception check. Spot. My apologies.
Whatever the hell they call it in
Hold
this
on,
system.
looking for it.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
spot.
We'll get back to you in a second, Daniel. Sorry about that.
I overheard that part. It was being really weird.
Yeah. Okay, so nice. 24 in spot. Excellent. So you look around and you notice something interesting. The people who are kind of like running the show here, so to say, like the people who are on the ground with swords in your face, are dressed differently than the people who are kind of behind with bows. In fact, they seem to have their own uniform of swords. The people with swords do, and the people with bows seem to be irregulars of some variety. But yeah, there's about 30 people, and one of them in particular is walking around. He's a tall man, probably 6'5", 6'6". But he's bigger in his armor, right? He's wearing full plate mail, and you notice that his left hand is made entirely of iron. Like it's like a cast iron thing that has a hole for like a shield hold, right? And got this big fucking two-handed sword he's wielding in one hand. He's walking around. He goes, all right. So, here's the situation. We're going to take your cart. You're also going to empty your pockets of all your valuables. That's gold, jewelry, whatever. We can play this nice, but if we think you're shorting us, our buddies are going to have to do a thorough search. And you don't want our buddies to do a thorough search. And the caravan master, who you got on with probably at the coastline. His name is Widget Gearwinch. He's a gnome, as you can probably tell from the name. But yeah, Widget Gearwinch. Let me write this down. Widget Gearwinch. There we go. He's like, anything, just don't hurt us. He goes, see, this guy's cooperating. And, he's like, and, here's the thing. What's your name? He's like, Widget. He goes, Widget, excellent. You the guy who talks, you the guy who talks about all this jazz, or you the guy who speaks for all these folks? He goes, yeah, that's me. All right, excellent. Widget, can you tell everybody to take their valuables off? Widget's like, everybody take your valuables off? How does Kadra respond?
Yeah, well, she knows she's outmatched here right now.
Right.
Yeah, she undoes her coin purse and just tosses it over.
Okay.
Right at his feet.
Right. Are you wearing any jewelry?
Not that he can see.
Okay, cool. Everyone kind of starts to like shake out their like coin purses and stuff. And one person though, he is a half orc. He's standing there. He's trying to look real tough. And the guy walks up and goes, "Hey, you gonna drop any coin?" He goes, "Ain't got none." I don't think that's 100% the truth. you're looking to get searched, aren't you? He goes, anyone touches me, they're dead. He goes, ha, I like this guy. He's a fucking idiot, but I like him. And without even fucking, like, looking like he thought about it, his sword just swings up and just cleaves off the dude's arm. And, like, he, like, rolls on the ground. He's like, ah! Oh, fuck! He's like, right. Compliance is key. Everyone, you're getting a search. And I'm just going to roll a basic search check. D20 plus 4. Yeah, okay. So maybe they shake a little bit of extra jewelry off somebody. You in particular, though, you do not have anything else taken of yet. But yeah, they grab everything, and they're like, all right, well, folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful day. But I gotta say, you're all pretty boring company. Have fun walking. And he just fucking, like, hops in the wagon. 2 of his other guys hop in with him, and they just start riding into the forest. And maybe we'll peel back from that moment. We'll go to this jail cell, right? And he goes,
All right.
here's the... he's like, come on, man. You know that there are certain rules you have to follow.
This is Robert Strong, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Robert Strong is talking to you.
I saw you typed it out, so I was assuming.
Yeah.
Shit, oh, my name. I was like, where's my name? It's gone. Johan just kind of shrugs, and he's just like, I thought it was a fair trade.
He's like, well, you may have thought it was a fair trade, but the owner clearly didn't. And he's like, listen, they're wanting to press charges here. But I might have something interesting for you.
Friend Robert, you know I always listen.
He goes,
What is your story?
he's like, all right, well, here's the deal. He goes, all right, well, here's the deal. I'm slipping into my standard voice. He goes, all right, so here's the deal. The store owner wants to press charges, which might lead in you having some monetary obligations. I have convinced a judge beforehand that you have no ill intention with what you're doing. This clearly has not excused you of the crime because you're still here. However, the judge came up with a pretty interesting solution. Now, have you ever been with the Adventurers Guild before?
I do not believe so.
Right. Well, the Adventurers Guild and the judge have made an agreement that if you help with an adventure of some variety, if you help with a quest of some variety, you will not only be absolved of your crimes, but then you'll become an official card-carrying member of the Adventurers Guild. And you don't have to spend more time in this prison cell.
Ah, but Robert, I like spending so much time with you.
He, like, looks at you and he goes, that's nice. Kind of weird, but nice. And, like, he, like, looks at the cell, and the cell's, like, not great. Like, it's, like, damp. Smells kind of bad. Food's not great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it tastes better if I had my spoon.
Oh, it would. He, like, looks at you and he goes, so, do we have a deal?
I do believe that could be a pretty fun story to tell.
Yeah, and he goes, oh, one more thing. We're gonna get you out of here post-haste, but... And he, pulls an item out of his pocket, and you see a glint of silver, as he tosses you your favorite spoon.
Yes.
And he goes, managed to grab this back. They wanted to keep it for evidence, but I told him there was no point in it. He's like, I'm gonna go and get you ready to get to the Adventurers Guild.
Thank
I'll
you,
be
my
right
friend.
back. Yeah. So we'll pull back. And we're actually going to pull back to Kadra one more time. Kadra, you guys have been walking for a little bit. It looks like Widget Gearwench knew a little bit of healing magic and kind of patched up the half-orc's arm as well as he could. It's not great. He's going to need a lot more medical attention, but you got a 4-mile walk, so what are you going to do? And I have a question. What's your relationship with Widget like? Like, you guys have probably been on the road for at least a few days, if not like a month, right? Depending on when he picked you up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll let you determine that.
Just one question. He's not like the gnome in Realms of Refuge.
Oh no, he's a normal dude. Like he's maybe he's like a little bit flighty at times, like kind of prone to be like, yeah, like back in my hometown sort of thing. But otherwise, not really like, he's not a bad dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just probably know him in passing. Like, it's not developed into any friendship, but it's like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Probably the first time I've seen it happen. Him cast magic.
And have you mentioned why you're in Erican? Or like, what, not in Erican. Why are we here? To suffer? But no, why you're heading to Beltsea?
No, I'm just traveling.
Okay, sure, that's fine. Yeah, but he maybe like is looking at you, and he's like, man, I can't believe we got robbed like that.
Where I come from, it's almost a daily occurrence on the open road.
He goes, yeah, usually the roads are so safe, but, man, they were packing some serious people. Hey, listen. Can I ask you a favor?
You can ask. I don't know if I can uphold it.
Yeah, he goes, no, that's fine. So here's the thing. That cargo that we were carrying, that chest, I was not supposed to lose that. At all. Matter of fact, I very much, I very much was not supposed to lose that. I have some extra caravan funds left over. I'm planning on bringing some of it to the Adventurers Guild, and I will give you a cut of it if you would help whatever schmucks decide to help us get this chest back.
Yeah, I think I'll help you on this. Okay.
Oh, thank God. Or thank the gods. This is, whew! I was starting to get worried. See, here's the thing. You look like you know how to handle yourself. We haven't had to handle ourselves, but you look pretty good. So, when we get in town, let's just go straight to the Adventurers Guild and see what we can do. Alright?
Alright. Let's get going. We still got a bit of a hike to go.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys, we'll do, like, a cut, right, to the Adventurers Guild. And we'll say that serendipity is happening, as it tends to do in these kind of games. Seifel, you have just walked in with Grellin. And Grellin is kind of having that, hey, what's up, Susie? Oh, how's it going, Johnny? Like that sort, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And there's just this elf who's like, I told you my name is not Susie and I'm a man.
Whatever you say, Suses. But yeah, he like walks in. He's like, "All right, excellent." So, and he like walks up to the counter and he goes, "Marianne," and this elven woman, or no, I guess she'd be a human. This human turns around and goes, "Yes. You happen to have any jobs for me and my friend?" And
Seifel comes up to the counter, and he's been bouncing since they got in here. He is even more wide-eyed than usual. He loves being here. He loves being around adventurers. He's like got his coat open backed up again so that he can look more adventurer-y. He's got his this really like this scimitar, which it'll do the job, but damn does it not look like it. And he's wearing a banded buckler on his arm that's like wider than it is tall, so it's more proportioned like someone's forearm. And it's made out of just wood and some brass. There's a targe on it, but it's nothing special. Like, he looks like he just got out of character creation, is wearing starting gear.
Yeah, no, and like he also looks like a fucking like just the shiniest fucking recruit.
Mm-hmm. And he's having to work so hard to keep his tail still, which he has hidden under his leather jack.
Right, I gotcha. So yeah, basically, she like looks at you and is like, "Ah, great."
Hi.
She's like, "Hi, what's your?"
I'm Seifel. And like he looks around and leans and he's like, "Oh God, what was the name I gave you?"
I don't
Faramane?
remember, actually. Yeah,
I think
that's
Seifel.
that's your house name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Varamane.
And she's like, "Oh, now that is definitely an interesting one." She like looks at you and she like clearly understands the slight weight that comes with that name, because they're like probably decent traders in this place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they produce good magic users, even if they are all a bunch of jackasses.
Oh yeah. But yeah, she's like, all right. She's like, "Grelin, what's the what's the deal here?" Or she's like, "Grelin, what's the deal here?" And Grelin's like, "Well, here's the thing. I like the kid. He's got potential. I want to get him a membership." She's like, "Oh, so you're gonna drop the 25 gold on the membership?" And he's like,
I can pay.
And Grelin like holds up his hand. He's like, "No. Don't worry.
Grelin, I want to pay."
He's like, "Hold on a second," and like looks and goes, "Remember how I didn't get a stipend for that job, and then you said, 'Oh, I'll make it up to you one day'?" She's like, "All right, if that's how you want to use that, you can do it."
Oh,
And
that's
Grelin
even
like
better.
looks at you, and he's like, "Trust me, kid. It's on the house." And
She might notice that like when he gives another smile, the bottoms of his ears tilt.
Yeah.
As they do the like happy cat wag under his head wrap.
Yeah, and you've noticed, by the way, Grelin ever since you two met, Grelin is just like such a cool fucking dude. Like he like pays for everything, and just like not as like a dick thing, and not as like a aha, it's like me, you know. He's just doing it because he's genuinely just like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah, it's something that the two of them have argued about every time.
Yeah.
Because Seifel's from a family of means. He wants to pay for things.
And Grelin is by no means not a man of means himself either, because he's a pretty high-ranking adventurer in the guild. But yeah, So, anyway, you like give some basic information, you know, and like the name is kind of getting written down, and as
Oh,
the
and
name is.
when
Mhm.
she asks for my race, I say human.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, they're not gonna ask you for your race.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they keep records on, like, here's the demographics of the Adventurers Guild.
Actually, you know what? That's a fair point. They probably would treat it like a. But yeah, like as you're doing that, you hear the door burst open.
Oh, no.
Heracles, how you doing? You have made it to the Adventurers Guild, and I'm assuming you're bursting the door open.
Oh yeah. You just hear, bam. Well met. I am Herr King.
Yeah, everyone in the fucking area like turns their head, like, what the fuck?
Walk straight up to the counter, ignore the people being signed in.
Yeah.
Yes, I am
I'm-
here on behalf of the Warden Master.
I'm
My
trying-
name is Heracles,
I'm
Gatekeeper
trying-
of Olympus, Bringer and Protector of the Light, Slayer of the Beasts, Servant
I'm
of the
trying
Gods,
to
Keeper
sign
of the Keys of
in!
Olympus, Guardians of the Poor, Defender of the Weak. And he just drones on and on.
Yeah, no.
And I am here to join an adventure.
Yeah, and by the way, you do have a card, like a slip, a writ that has been given to you by the College of the Weave, right?
In Heracles' mind, that would be no fun, because then nobody would know who he is.
I'm
Oh,
just
exactly.
behind this meat wall of a man, impotently hitting him with my fist, trying to get him to shut up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
no, yeah, but exposition-wise, you have a writ from the College of the Weave that basically says, "Hey, give this guy an adventuring guild license."
I'm waving it in her face, of course,
Yeah.
as I'm saying all of these things.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, as you're saying all these things, she's like, "Okay, I can." Your name, your occupation, your race, your blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like Marianne is clearly flustered. Grellin looks at you, Seifel, and just has this look of just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
Like,
I look at Grown, I'm like, I am this close to taking my gloves off.
Grellin looks at you and kind of gives you the woo, like handshake, you know?
Well, he knows that
Now,
I don't have
to-
fingernails, I have claws.
No,
Now,
I know.
To be fair, as soon as he's done with all of that, he's gonna turn around, or maybe he'll feel you hitting and, oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Pleased to meet you. My name is Heracles, gatekeeper of the...
I heard it all before.
Like,
I was right.
oh,
I was right
but yes,
here.
of course.
Like, everyone-
Anyone would have heard of me.
Everyone in the room simultaneously yells, "Shut up!"
Yes. Yes, sacred place.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So you're fucking like, yeah, you guys are fucking having a moment, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just
Us-
offer him my hand, like,
It
forgetting.
gets crushed.
Yeah, he's like, I'm Seifel.
Seifel, good to meet you. You know, I met someone just like you once. He's trying to keep his voice down, but his, like, quiet is other people shouting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you know, I met someone like you before. Interesting, firm grip.
Shit.
Yeah, you just give him his hand back. He's like, oh.
Anyways, what brings you a small fella like you here?
I'm not small. Oh, he is. He's like 5'3".
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, you know, I
I am not
they were
nice.
letting children into the guild.
I am
nowadays. It's
not a
business, you
child.
know?
Grellin steps forward right beside him and goes, he's not a kid, actually. Well,
He might like look at Grellin, but then he completely ignores.
yeah, Grellin's probably used to this treatment from ASMRs, or probably worse, so he's just glad that you didn't draw your sword right now.
And that's where he's like, more important things right now. Letting people know about the glory of Heracles is more important than killing demons.
Oh,
In his mind,
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah.
By
so
the
maybe-
way, what dreadful company you keep. You certainly must join me sometime.
That one's like my best friend.
Oh. Well,
Grellin
not everybody can be. Nobody can be perfect.
yeah,
and starts
like,
just rambling on.
Grellin rolls his eyes, and like well, I guess he can't really do an eye roll because he doesn't have pupils. So maybe he just
I
kind of
do it
does.
for him, and I'm like,
Yeah,
meow.
He does the same kind of thing, just with the head movement and the eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, and Seifel
Um,
totally says that when he just went, meow.
And
He's-
as this conversation is going on, quietly slipping in is a guard with a non-shackled, but like still, with a non-shackled but still like guarded, Johann. Johann, you walk in, you see all this commotion. This looks like the brewing of a great story already. So an Asimar and a Tiefling
Walking
and
to
like a 17-year-old are like all having a conversation, and the Asimar is like one of the loudest motherfuckers, even when he's trying to be quiet.
yes.
I read
Yeah.
once. This reminds me of a book.
He's like,
Now-
yeah, the one you stole.
Oh, I hadn't gotten to that one yet.
At this point,
Can Seifel hear that word? Hear the one you stole?
Yeah,
No.
he probably.
Yeah,
did.
he's like instinctively starts slinking over towards Grellin.
Yeah, Grellin's like, you're good, buddy. We cleared you with the guard. Like,
now at some point, Heracles realizes, oh, wait. Are you saying that you're actually friends with this man? And you'll notice that he says man instead of, demon or tiefling.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Grellin's the one who taught me how to use a sword.
Yeah,
Well,
he's like,
I guess then any man that is willing to put aside his ancestral differences with other creatures and reintegrate into proper society is all right in my book. And turns
Oh, trust me, we're both
to
used to
Grellin.
being. Oh, trust me, we're both used to being the weirdos.
Grellin, like,
Turns to Grellin and offers a hand.
oh yeah, Grellin totally takes your hand and gives you like an equally firm handshake. And like
Well met.
as you shake his hand, he's like, "Trust me, I'm not one of those Nayrule court folks, born and
That is
raised
all
over
right.
here."
Anyways, my name is Heracles, gatekeeper of Olympus.
We heard it all before.
Yeah,
3
and
times now.
Oh,
As-
I'm sorry. You're right.
as this is going on, Johann, you're kind of ushered to the desk, and this lady, this human named Marianne, looks exhausted, and she's just like, "Is this the reprobate?" And like, fucking Robert Strong is like, "Yes," or he's like, "Yes, this is the one." You know what? At this point, I'm just going to leave him in your capable hands. You seem to have a lot going on, so I won't get in your way. And she like gives him this pleading look, and he just is like,
He doesn't get away
Closes
without a
his hand.
handshake.
You just
yeah, and
chase
he's
him out the
memorably
door.
hard as well. Yeah, so
He doesn't get away without a handshake.
hell yeah, he probably shakes your hand. He's like, "Yes, this is very nice. Wonderful to meet you."
He goes through his whole spiel.
Yeah, he's trying to edge his way out of the conversation.
Seifel is like has his hands close together with like the beginnings of a magic missile. And he's like, I could, but I won't.
Grellin like holds his hand in front of you.
I said I wouldn't. I just really, really want to.
Yeah. But yeah, Johann, this is a weird triplet of people.
You just see this little, I don't even know what you call him, this twig of a person bounce in front of you and is like, oh, are you joining the Adventurers Guild too?
I do believe that is correct.
Oh. And he holds out his hand in like these very nice white gloves. My name's Seifel.
I take it. The name's Johann. A pleasure, my friend.
Let me get out of your way. I'm not going to sit here and tell you 30 titles that may or may not be real.
But titles tell a lot about a man.
Did someone say titles?
Oh gods,
God.
why did I wake up today?
This is amazing. Oh man. Yeah.
5
Yes.
minutes later.
5 years later, he's introduced himself to everyone.
I'm all out
Stramdex
of
has
time
risen again.
cards.
But yeah, no. So yeah, maybe as this is going on and you're all getting signed in and acquainted.
What kind of pen is she using?
Huh?
What kind of pen is she using?
She is using like just like a basic quill pen. It's got like a feather.
I'm gonna lean over and be like, "A very nice pen. Might I offer you a trade?" And I'm gonna hold out a unusually well-made ink pen of metal instead of wood.
She like looks at it and she's like, this is company property.
Yeah. They might not mind.
Make me a diplomacy check.
I find my skills. Actually, no, I don't have any diplomacy. Okay.
Yeah, she like looks at you and she's like, I probably shouldn't.
Fair enough. I will find another.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand, no.
God, I
Yoink.
love your fucking concept of a character. It's so good. But yeah, as you guys are getting
Has he
like,
met Heracles?
We've
Sorry.
all met Heracles. Honey, you mean Huncules.
Perfect.
Yeah, but as we're you know, kind of getting signed in, you see the doors kind of open, and a very nervous gnome walks in, followed by a woman who looks like she is from a faraway land. Seifel, make me a
Mhm.
culture
Athens,
check.
perhaps?
Culture. Would that be like
Is-
knowledge world or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. Let me look at.
Let me
skills.
go through the great adventure that is going down this skill list. There's geography,
It'd be
history.
geography.
Yeah, it'd be geography. Make me a geography check. What'd you get?
18.
18. Nice. Yeah, this woman is dressed in the very traditional garb of Rabarella, which is it's a desert land, far away, an island, where the Jinn live. And it's also the only standing tomb that has not been plundered by the necromancers, of like note.
Yeah, there's this immediate reaction of ooh, and there's this other immediate reaction of ooh, Jin.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a slave. And then he just is like immediately gets over that, bounces over to the two, and is like, hey, you look like you need help, and I'm an adventurer now.
Yeah, like as you say that, the gnome looks at you and kind of like is like, "That's great, that's awesome. Give me one moment." And like he like walks up to the counter, and is like, I would like to host a quest, please." And
Did
Marianne-
someone say quest?
Yeah. He looks over, and Marianne is like, he has to post it first, and then fair dues. But, and she's like, what's the quest? And like, blah 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 blah. You know, he like says what happened on the road. Right? She writes it all down, and asks for descriptions, and then she takes a board, and or she takes a piece of paper. I guess it'd be vellum that she's writing on, and nails it. No, it wouldn't be nails because they've got like a system for this. Probably
Tacks.
she puts it. Yeah, she like tacks it onto the wall outside, or onto the wall like on the other side of the thing. Let me give you a description of how this looks, so like it makes more sense. The room is like bisected, right? And like there's kind of like that glass counter thing on one side of the room that is clearly like the employee side of the room, and then the other side, the waiting room and like where you talk to people. So she kind of like tacks it up on the outside, and a lot of adventurers walk up, look at it, shake their head, and walk away. Yeah, So, yeah, that's what's going on.
I'm talking to Kadra.
Okay.
I'm just like, probably have to crane up to look at her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so, you're a djinn?
Yeah, she looks like a human, mostly. You can make me a check to see if you can identify that she's not a human.
Well, that's why he's asking, is he's like,
Oh,
you're
okay.
from the land of the genies, but you don't look like one.
Yeah, okay, sure.
No, I'm not a djinn.
Oh.
I'm a genie. I'm related to them.
You don't keep slaves, do you?
It's a good question. Did you keep slaves? Pretty normal over there.
They're pretty normal, but that's what my what would they be called?
Servants?
No, I work for the jinn, so
Sultan?
the Shah.
Or
Yeah,
the Shah?
the Sultan would have the Shah, or the Sultan would have the slaves. I just worked for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
No, I didn't have slaves, but my Shah did. Quite an interesting lot. I hear they cut the private parts of the men off.
Oh, you see, like, him visibly wilt. He's like,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
That sort of brings a little bit of a smile to her face. It's like, uh-huh.
Right
I'm gonna
on.
go take that quest now.
Grellin,
Okay.
and Grellin, like, as you're walking towards the quest, he's already at the board, kind of looking at it, and he looks over to you, Sifel, and he's like, I'm not sure if this is the one for us. Not enough details. We're gonna be hunting for this for hours, and the payoff really isn't all
Hey.
that great.
Who between the two of us has friends in nefarious places?
Well, technically both of us, but
Well, which
if you
one of them
want-
used to be part of the Thieves Guild?
all right.
That's what I'm saying. I can talk to my friends, and they'll probably know what's going on. I mean, you don't have like 30 dudes hiding out in the forest without somebody knowing. And who better to find a thief than a thief?
How loud are you talking?
Oh, he doesn't know indoor talk.
Yeah. And by the way, Johan, like,
Yeah.
as soon as that gets posted, Marianne just looks at you and is like, you're on that job. Like, she's like, this was the agreement, first job posted, that's the one you're on. Like,
Meanwhile, Heracles is probably just finished reading the post.
yeah.
He's intelligent, but he's not really a book kind of guy.
Yeah.
His intelligence is in other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so he's just got done reading it, and you hear, "Hey, Gat! Some foul demons have decided to plunder the streets outside the safe walls of Beltzine. This smells of evil, and I intend to rid the world of."
Yeah, what he said, but a lot less dramatic.
Yeah. God damn it. That's fucking great. Yeah, so she's like, alright. So,
I'm actually seeing these guys, this lot, accept the quest.
yes.
I just shake my head. Like,
Yeah.
oh, why did I leave home?
Yeah. And, we'll say that, Widget walks up to you guys and is like, so you're the folks who are going to be taking this quest.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Sifel.
Hi, Sifel, I'm Widget. So, here's what you need to know. Payoff is 100 gold per person,
Ooh.
and you need to make sure that the chest that they took from me comes home safe, sound, and with all contents within. Meaning, the lock needs to still be attached. Under no circumstances are you allowed to take these chests or to open the chest. This is private property.
Well, what if
Understood?
the chest is already open?
If the chest is already open, bring me the chest and any of the contents that you found within it, and we'll act from there. You'll still get paid.
That doesn't seem
Do
so
I
bad.
get to kill things?
Whoa!
I'm assuming that those bandits are not going to just let you take it. So
Well, after they hear that Heracles is after them, they might just hand it over.
I mean, isn't it just... Sometimes if you talk to people... I mean, thieves are people, too. Desperate people, usually.
he like looks at you when you say thieves are people too with this look that like socially you very much know is like that's a uncomfortable opinion. He doesn't say anything, but like you get that look, you know.
I mean, there are some people who think that gnomes aren't people. Some people think they're food. And I flash him my toothy grin.
He looks at you and Grellin's like, Seifel,
What?
he's our boss.
I wasn't meaning me.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, well, you'll be accompanied by my friend here, Kadra. She knows what the chest... Yeah, she
Eyes
knows
go
what...
wide. Oh, no.
Yeah, she knows what the chest looks like, and also knows what all the people look like. I have had a long day. I'm going to go tend to my man, who is currently in the infirmary, and then I'm going to get myself an incredibly stiff drink. Kadra, I will be staying at the Golden Beetle if you need.
I think it's Hadra.
But yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Golden Beetle.
Yeah. And, he, like, starts, oh, it's Hadra, isn't it?
But she'll answer to either one of them.
Okay.
She expects it from foreigners.
Yeah. I'll have to get used to making the ha sound.
Foreign devils.
Infidels.
But, yeah, so we'll move on from that scene. Actually, no, we don't need to, because, you guys just picked up a job, and the boss just left, so now, y'all get to realize the fact that you have to work with each other.
Has it been an hour, by the way, since I was at the bar?
Yeah, we'll say it's been an hour.
Okay, I need to keep track for my transformations.
Okay.
Oh, they only last a certain amount of time?
No, I have to wait an hour when I come out of cat form before I can go back.
Okay.
Ah! Yeah, okay. So yeah, that makes sense.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I need some chicken balls.
It will be glorious to work with such a diverse group in this. From child to,
I'm not a child.
He ignores you. From
How old are you
child
again, by
to...
the way?
19.
Grellin's like, well, basic.
I mean, considering Heracles is 55.
Yeah, and Grellin, have you asked Grellin his age?
Probably.
Probably.
Oh, probably. We've been friends for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So Grellin is like in his like 200s.
Yeah, so I'm definitely a baby to him.
Yeah. He totally does the ruffle hair, okay, sport like all the time.
Oh, he like gets real anxious, like, oh, don't mess up my head wrap, they'll see my ears. But doesn't say anything, obviously.
Right. But yeah, Grellin's like, all right, please raise your hand if you've ever done a job for the Adventurers Guild.
Crickets.
I've done a job for a guild.
So Heracles will raise his hand and say, yes, wait. No, I tried to, but they kicked me out.
Grellin looked and Hadra, what do you say anything to that?
I just give them or he or her a look. It's like,
Grellin's
what
a
do you
he,
think?
Yeah.
I
He
just
like
give them a look like, what do you think?
he like looks at you guys, at you sorry lot, and he's just like, all right, great. So I probably then need to explain to you how this whole thing works. As adventurers, we currently have a convenient legal precedent for the town guards being a little bit more lenient. We are not allowed to cause property damage. However, if we do, they'll understand if it was in the pursuit of necessity. We are not allowed to break and enter. However, if we do, all charges will be dropped if the person is found to be guilty of crime. We are not allowed to murder people unless
they did it.
Unless they did it. We are in a bit of a legal gray zone. So try not to go absolutely insane with your newfound ability to kind of slide through the cracks on some things, and let's focus at the task at hand.
I need to go to a bookshop real quick now.
Hey, I always heard it's you can do what you want, just don't get caught.
Yeah. He looks at you and he gives you a little bit of a look. Hey there, man. Like, let's take it easy. Stuff. You know what I mean? And because thieves still are not technically polite society. So yeah, he's like, all right, Hadra. He's like, how? What can you tell us?
We need to know.
Well, what did they look like? How did they operate? How many of them were there? That sort of.
Oh, I explained there was about, from what I could roughly guess, is about 30 of them. The difference in the two types of one's wearing more uniform, the other one's more regular in the group.
Right.
The big guy in the plate armor with the iron hand and the big F-off greatsword.
Yeah. He's like,
Does not sound.
he's like, the great big fuck off sword, and he said his hand was made out of iron.
Yep.
That could be a spell. Maybe he got his hand chopped off.
Could be. I don't really know anybody like this.
There's a wonderful story behind it, I'm sure.
If we dibs on the hand if it's fake.
Which road did we come in?
You guys came in through the road that went through Chandler Hall. So this kind of southish one that actually it'd probably be this one to stay away from the slums.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll also tell them which road we came from.
Sure, okay.
All right, well, I know a couple of people I can talk to.
Right, and it's probably getting just about to first bell. So you guys are like pretty early in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right, well, figure we should establish a couple things. First of all, we need a spot to meet up if we are going to split up. And if we are going to split up, I don't think that we should go solo.
Well, where I need to go, I need someone who can keep their lips sealed.
I shall accompany you.
No.
What? There's nothing wrong with me. I
You
can
can't
keep myself
keep
quiet.
You have to introduce yourself to everybody. You're like this halfling I used to know.
Is that a challenge? I think that's a challenge. For the rest of the day, I will not introduce myself to anyone.
5 gold says you do.
Deal.
This is good. Yeah, he's like, all right.
As long as I can accompany you.
Fine.
Yes. All right. Well.
You're poison.
I
He's
do
like,
not have much in the way of what I can do right.
he's like, Grellin's like, well, first of all, there's a place called the Rusty Slug. Happens to be over in Chandler Hall. Probably a good place to stage all this from. I know the owner and the head bartender. Meals are for free there for us, so just tell them you know Grellin.
Have you been?
That was a mistake.
Have you been in the city long, Heracles?
Yes, I have been here about a fortnight. I was sent over here by the brothers and sisters of my by the brothers and sisters.
Do
Up
you know
in,
where Knotwall is? Because that's where you and me are going.
Notwall. Yes, I was there once. There was a nice bar there. Unfortunately, I accidentally broke. Well, I'm not allowed.
But by the way, there was not a nice bar in Knotwall.
There are
I'm
no
just
nice
gonna tell
bars
you
in
now,
Knotwall.
there is not nice bars in Knotwall is like
Detroit.
Waco. Like
Waco.
bad shit going down constantly. The actually fun fact, the what is his name? The alderman of Knotwall, which is his name is Krupp Valsari or Valsathari, is like seen by pretty much everyone else on the council and by public policy as just a total con man. That they're just like, he made it, he got the votes from his place, but he's just a dick, and he's lying to everyone constantly.
He's totally a mafioso.
Not even a mafioso. Like, he's got a lot of like connections to crime. He just wants to be like in power. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of vibe you get.
He's a Trumpite.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to make a much more subtle argument about that, but you know, that's what it is.
You don't win from Canada, we call it as we see it.
That's a fair point. So yeah, basically, Knotwall is a real not great place to be in Beltseen. The guards honestly don't go there.
Yeah, at this point, by the way, he's talking off your ear about this, fight he had in a bar. Bar.
Seifel is wishing that he didn't have cat-like hearing. But he's like, all right, well, we're gonna go, and hopefully he'll finish his story by the time we get there.
Yeah, he's like...
And then the bartender pulled out a halberd underneath the counter. However, I was faster and snatched it out of his hands and slew 3 men with it before they could even breathe.
You forgot to tell the part where it turned out that the table was laughing and you killed the table. Because it was a mimic.
No, there were no laughing tables.
Only
laughing bards.
Only the laughing of the empty, hollow gods. But no, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, Grellin kind of looks at Seifel and is like, you sure you're going to be good alone with this guy? You want me to come with you?
You know that I've been alone with far worse strangers. I mean, I hang out with you all the time.
He shoots you this big, fanged, toothy grin and is like,
good thing he has fire resistance.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he shoots you this big, fanged, toothy grin and is like, kid's got jokes. And like,
say I got claws on this one.
Right.
And then I look over at Heracles and I'm like, that'll make sense in like 10 minutes.
I have absolutely no idea what you mean.
Yeah, Grellin looks over at Johan and Hadra and is like, well, what do you guys think we should do while they're out doing that?
I think food and drink sounds good.
He looks at Hadra and he's like, yes, but we should probably do something productive.
Like, shut us.
This is not the time or place to even do that. Like, come on. Let's get the job done.
Yeah, he's like...
We might ask around to see if anyone knows of a metal-handed man.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Okay.
He's like, don't worry, we can get food and drink. I know this nice pastry shop down the road that happens to have a bit of a sewing circle going on.
Bunch of old ladies.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Cookie Clicker.
It's a bunch of old ladies in plate armor, knitting little scarf.
Yeah. Oh man.
A pastry shop run by old ladies that are secretly Eldritch Star Childs.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to Seifel and Heracles first. You guys start heading down into Knotwall. As you kind of head into Knotwall, You see, the second you exit the wall, it's a stark difference. Seifel, you've known about this. Heracles, have you actually been in Knotwall?
Never.
Okay.
He's a little bit
yeah.
quieter now that we're
This
outside of the walls.
Yeah, this is poverty. Like, people are, like, in droves on the streets, clearly homeless, and, like, there's also just, like, a fuck ton of, like, shitty shacks that are barely made, and, like, you know, like, kind of what you could almost describe as tenements, just these big brick and mortar buildings that are, like, barely furnished, you know?
And, like,
Such
as soon as we
poverty,
get into
such
Knotwall,
Yeah.
Seifel pops off his head wrap and, like, sleeks back his hair, lets his tail fall out, and looks
like,
over
he
at
probably doesn't even notice.
Heracles and is like, ta-da.
Here, can I like wait? Are you trying to make me notice?
Yeah, he's
Or are you
basically
just
saying,
being-
hey, look, I'm a cat person. And, like,
Yeah,
takes his
he looks
glove
at you
off,
and
they has claws.
I spent a weekend with a group of your kind down in Belarus. And he waves
Where?
his hand way off that way in the distance.
Oh, yeah, anywhere you go
You've never
that's
heard of Belarus? It's a very small tropical island out in the middle of the ocean.
Well,
I
you go
rode
anywhere
the
big
back
enough.
of sea turtles to get.
You can go anywhere that's big enough, you find a lot of tibbets.
Yo, that's what your name is. Interesting. I shall have to remember that.
Yeah, I'm a tibbet. I'm part person, part familiar. Also means I can do this. And he just turns into a cat.
Where did you go? Oh.
Meow.
Well, I say, dear fellow, where did the Tibbet go?
The cat,
No, he's not that
the
dumb.
cat just stares at him like, what?
Yeah, that's right. All right, fine. Yeah, he's like, where did the Tibbet go?
Yeah, he just stares at him for a long time. And then his
Never mind.
ears
I'm on an important
flick
quest.
back.
Now, where am I going?
The cat, like, paws at your leg and then starts wandering off in a direction.
You smell the Tibet? He's probably gonna pronounce it wrong, like a Tibet.
You see
You
his...
smell the Tibet?
The cat's
All right,
tail
I
just
follow.
bristles.
You smell danger
And goes,
too. The Tibet's in danger.
"Oh."
Show me the way.
To trying to make sure the paladin doesn't get lost.
But yeah, I'm going to go find either the local gang of Tibbets or a pack of cats that I can talk to.
Maybe the Tibbets aren't, maybe it's not like a moonlight meeting, right? Like most of the Tibbets often have. But you do find several roving cats. Cats in Knotwall, as you know, and this concerns you at some points, but you've always been too fast for them. Cats in Knotwall are a butcher's delight, because they breed a lot, and there's a lot of them. So, they breed quickly and frequently. But yeah, so you probably find a lot of cats out here.
Yeah, I just like... For Heracles' part, it's just this little tubby black and white cat sits down in front of another cat and they just start meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. You meet a cat who goes by the name of, White Paw. And he's like, what are you asking?
I like introduce myself and I'm like, hello. Basically in cat, I say, hello, my name is Wide Eyes.
Yeah, and he looks and he goes, hello, my name is White Paw.
White Paw.
Or he probably goes more, hello, I'm White Paw. Like, he probably, like, doesn't formally introduce.
Yeah, there probably isn't a whole lot of detailed grammar in the language of feline.
Mm-hmm. And especially when you're conversing with a normal feline, their intelligence.
Yeah, this is like a mix of meowing, trilling, and just little sounds that a human can't even really hear.
And a lot of sense and visual stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And for his part, Heracles is he's thoroughly engrossed with petting cats.
Yeah. No,
He
there's
has
several
one
other...
soft spot, and that is small furry things.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, and there's a whole bunch of cats. Heracles, you are way more than over your head in cats to pet. And they definitely
He
want to
is
be
in heaven.
pet.
Yeah, I ask all the cats. I just assume that White Paw is like the cat in charge.
He's the pack leader of the cats.
And I'm gonna basically ask them if they've heard anything about brigands, or if they've heard anything about, and I'll use like the street names of the 2 people in the Thieves Guild that I really know.
Yeah. They are like, White Paw's like, thief people everywhere. Not sure where. Maybe thief people in this place, and like he kind of marks out a little area of Oh, no. Here's what we would do. We go, thief people everywhere. Not sure where. Do know person who like thief people. Thief people person like her live here.
Yeah, and I like, we boop snoots.
Of course.
And I'm like, White Eyes thinks White Paw will have big tall walkie friend give food.
Yeah. Right on, he's happy.
Yeah, and I just walk over to you, Heracles, and start pawing at your packs.
Okay, he literally has 1 day's worth of trail rations, but
Oh, yeah.
he's going to say, "My dear fellow, are you hungry? Here, let me dig through," and he's going to pull out like the last of his meat, and put it down, and yeah, eat up. I'll find some more later.
Yeah, and I leave it for all of the hungry street cats.
There's like a pound of meat there.
Oh, yeah.
He
That shit is
replaces the
gone.
bread with meat because
Yeah.
what is this filler?
Yeah, that shit is gone like that, right? Like, it's really weird.
There's
the way
just
that
a
they actually
mound
do
of
it.
cats.
Yeah, it's really weird the way that they do it. They all start to move towards it, and then White Paw like sprints up and like hisses at all of them, turns around, takes a giant fucking bite, and then turns away, and everybody descends on it.
If you need me to bring some more tomorrow, just be patient. I'll be back.
Yeah.
And I just turn back into my human form right there.
You're back! Where'd you go? I was having
I
so much
was
trouble
the cat.
Excuse me?
I'm a Tibbet. I can turn into a cat. I'm not really a cat. I'm a magic cat.
So it must be like those dwarves up in...
What?
Hold on, I need your map. Alright, it must be like those dwarves up in Uthal. You see, they've had relations with the, elves, and some of them can even turn into trees and hide. It's crazy, but I've seen it before my eyes.
Crazy's
so
a
you
word
can
for
really
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I can turn into a cat because I'm apparently related to a witch familiar.
You know, my grandmother on my grandfather's side. And he's just rambling on about, his long deceased ancestors.
Anyway, come with me. I know where we can go.
You do? Good.
Yeah, and as you guys start walking off, we will cut over to our group of 3 of Grelin, Johan, and Hadra. So you guys are walking around, going over to Chandler Hall, and Chandler Hall is like a really nice part of town. it's where a lot of the guilds set up shop, right? Like the the commerce guilds sort of thing. And it's actually where the primary bank that most people in Beltseem use is located. Yeah, you guys head over to this area, and you go to this this pastry shop. It's what do I want to call it? We'll call it Pigeon's Pastries.
Grandma's Cookie House.
Yeah, and it's spelled Pidgins pastries. But yeah, so you guys approach, and Grellin kind of like. So this place has some of the best pastries I've ever had, and on top of that, Pigeon is a little bit more than she seems. Don't mention cats around her, though.
Have I been here before?
You have not been there before.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, he specifically has never taken you. He maybe has gotten you pastries from this place, but like he's never taken you here. But yeah, you guys walk in, and it's like very Parisian in the way that it looks, and the fact that it's got that big front window and a couple small tables and a little waiting area. And you see this halfling woman who's standing on the counter, and she like, as you come in, she's like, "Oi, what's that? Oh, look, a couple customer. Grellin, it's you. How are you?" And like Grellin's just like, "I'm doing fine. How about you, Pigeon?" She's like, "Oh, doing fantastic. Now, what brings you in here today?" And Grellin is like, "Well, your famous cooking, of course, and potentially some information." She's like, "Information, eh? It don't say. Well, give me just 1 second." She hops down from the counter, walks over, jumps up and turns like a bolt on her front door and like flips a sign that says, "Sorry, we're now closed."
Jesus.
And she like turns around and goes, "Who are these two folks? What are your names?"
My name is Johan. A pleasure to meet you.
"Oh, it's wonderful to meet you, Johan." And like she reaches out a small hand.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, small hand. Yeah, I take it. A pleasure, Auntie Pigeon.
Oh, she likes being called Auntie Pigeon. She's like, "Auntie Pigeon. I haven't heard that one since I got to talk to any of my siblings and their kin. It's been a while. Anyway, how about you?" And like looks at Hadra.
And my name is Hatra.
"Well, pleasure to meet you, Hadra. You look like you're from somewhere that's not here. That's excellent. I often say that places that aren't here are worse than places that are here."
Said
like,
every
she
American
throws
ever.
her hand out.
She takes her hand and kisses the back of it.
Yeah, Pigeon's like, "Ooh, spicy lass," and like walks over to the counter, goes, right, well, oh, where are my manners?" And she takes like a couple pastries out of the thing. She's like, let's see, I got an apple, chocolate, and well, I've got sweet bread for you, Grellin, and like tosses him some sweet bread. Oh, go ahead.
I wouldn't mind the chocolate.
And the apple is fine with me.
Perfect. She hands you your pastries and is like, "Now, what's this all about?" And Grellin just kind of like looks at you and is like, looks at you, Hadra, and is like, "You're the one who has the fine details."
I recant the story and the script.
She goes, "A fellow with a metal hand. Well, logic and reason shows to say that that's probably the leader of the metal hands." She's like, "That's probably the leader of the metal hands. He's actually, his name is, Harren Metland, and he's got a bunch of folks that are a little bit dogmatic, I guess you say. Figure what he does is he beats him into submission, real mean like. It's like there are some really lovely fellows, and by lovely I mean a bunch of assholes. There's probably only about 10 of them, though. I don't know where they got the extras. Yeah. She's like, you know, I do know one thing. Hold on. You know, I have a buddy, and he is I've got a buddy. His name is Jeanette Hayaset. But he's got a brother, Brad Labaka, and Brad Labaka likes to hang around this bar. I think it's called what's the name of that? Oh yeah, it's called the Deep Woods. It's a local bar. It's kind of over on the edge of the wall. He's hanging out there, and Brad Labaka happens to also, if I remember correctly, associate with said metal ants. Might be worth giving him a bit of a friendly conversation, eh?
You know, that might be.
I think we shall give him a nice conversation.
She goes, and she goes, excellent. If I had my druthers, though, I'd recommend you probably don't kill him, and if you do, don't mention that I ever said anything. I still want Johnette to be my friend. He's a good guy. His brother's just a bit of a dickhead. And yeah, Grellin, like, takes, like, a small bag, weighs it out, and it's like, it's probably enough, tosses it over, and then fucking Pigeon grabs the bag out of the air and fucking, like, starts pawing through. It's like, Grellin, you're generous as always. Please, unlock the door on your way out. Otherwise, you can't get out. And Grellin just looks at her like, okay, Pigeon. And fucking, yeah. So you guys, Grellin's like, so should we go and pay our friend a visit?
That might be the best thing to do right now.
Alright. So you guys start heading to the deep woods. We will get back to Seifel and Heracles. You guys find yourself outside of a and let me write this down. Deep wood. Yeah, so you guys start heading out to this house. And the place that this cat told you, right? The place that this cat told you is actually it's like a pretty decent sized building. It's all one story, right? Probably, I'd say it looks from the outside like it's, I don't know, like 1,000 square feet.
Wow, it's pretty big.
Pretty big for the slums.
Does it got a placard of any kind?
No, but what it does have is the front of the house has has like written in letters praise, has written in letters, Jesus, written in red paint, praise be to, and there's like nothing after to, and the whole place looks fucking like super, like there's bright fucking colors painted all over it that have like chipped away and aged over time. Yeah.
And that was how I got kicked out of Fort Malta.
Yeah, Seifel's just like, I'm gonna probably do a spot, because this place,
this would be more of a search check, I think.
Because this is sketch.
Yeah.
Are you going to say, hey, look
That's
around for a second?
Yeah, he's like,
I'm just gonna let him talk.
Shh. I'm trying to look for stuff. Distracting
Oh.
me.
I'm sorry. I will assist.
Let's see.
So you wanted to do a search?
Yes, it would
Please
be a search.
do. 'Cause I rolled a 9. Because that is not a trained skill of mine.
Well, there's a 14.
Yeah, okay. You're looking around, and probably what you're noticing is there's a bunch of like religious symbols that have just been like left in areas. There's a couple donations that haven't been touched, right?
Is this like religion I
coins.
would know, or can I roll?
Yeah. Roll me a religion check.
Because I actually do have this, which is weird because I never thought that Heracles would shut up long enough to pay attention to religion.
You are a
Yeah.
paladin, though.
Yeah, you would know religions. Let's see. 14 on the nose again. Yeah, this is actually like a lot of religious symbols to Zobris, who is the god of madness.
Oh
Zork.
no.
The sight of these make my skin crawl.
What?
These. He shoves them roughly in your hands. Or, he points them out if they're, these. These are, let's see, 2 seconds. What did you say the thing was?
What are you talking about?
Zobris.
The god
Zobris, yeah. Zobris, the king of the realm of madness.
I'm trying to find him on your sheet. Oh, there he
He's
is.
the second one.
Yes. Zobris, king of madness. Well, and as you look at it, it's it's a symbol of a corpse flower.
Yeah.
It says, "This must be a madhouse, or maybe I don't know, but whatever it is, it can't be good."
Well, I mean, White Paw said this is where we need to go. And I trust White Paw. He had a white paw.
He did have a single white paw. One sock.
Oh, he's just got one sock.
Yep.
Such cootie. But
Well-
yeah, like, Seifel trusts cats. He's going to... Does this place look occupied?
From the outside, it doesn't. It looks like all the windows are like boarded up. The only real entrance is the main door. The thing is that kind of interests you, Seifel, is like now that he's pointing it out, you're noticing you're in the poorest part of town, and there's a lot of donations laying on the ground, like old donations, like that just haven't been picked up, and no one's come by and claimed.
So they clearly have either a fear or a respect for this place.
Right.
Well, I mean, he's going to go and knock on the door.
Okay.
Allow me.
No.
Gonna knock on my door.
All right, your turn. But next time it's mine.
Yeah. You knock on the door, and for like 30 seconds, it seems like nothing's happening, right? And you almost get the idea to like leave or maybe try another tactic when you hear a bolt open on the door, and you see the door crack slightly, and you see like this misshapen dude kind of look his head out, and he goes, "Oh yes, are you here for the bowl?"
Hello, greetings. My name is
Be quiet.
Are these people stoners?
Are you here for the bowl?
No, but my name is Taryn, and I was coming to talk about some, associates of ours.
Oh, yes, please. Enter. I will show you the bowl. And he, like, opens the door, and, like, this overwhelming smell of incense just hits you.
They are stoners.
Well, not quite.
They just offered him a bowl. Come on.
No. You walk in, you look around, and what you can see can only be described as an acute and complete obsession, a madness even, for literal bowls for like eating bowls.
Rabbit-jack,
Right.
rabbit-jack, rabbit-jack, rabbit-jack.
And he's like, this figure, I'll give you a full description. He's about 5 foot tall, even. His face is like misshapen. You can't get a read on what kind of race he is. And like, he's got like this big cloak, right? Like that's covering him. And like, you can tell there's a whole bunch of lumps of just random shit that's like growing on his back and shit.
Ew.
One of his eyes is like scratched out and like roughly treated. The other one is like really big, like probably I'd say like as big as, I'm trying to think of something that would be about the right size. Big as like a baseball.
Jesus.
With like a fucking like super beady pupil that dashes around all the time, almost completely counter to his otherwise completely smooth movement.
He's like a fucking Fomorian, but small.
Yeah, he kind of like looks at you and goes, "Please enter the realm of the bull."
Will do, I say, because I cannot introduce myself. Have you heard of me?
He looks at you and goes, "I have not, but the bulls, they may whisper your name."
Oh,
And
they'll
like,
do more than that by the time I'm done.
what does that even mean?
Can you just
He
like
doesn't know.
be
Yeah.
quiet and I'll give you, I don't know. Anyway, we're wasting daylight.
Fear not, small friend. I'm upholding my end of the bargain.
Abel like ushers you in and says, "Please hurry in."
Oh yeah, like I followed him in.
Yeah, he closes the door behind you guys and is like, welcome to the realm of the bull. I am the grand theologianist of the bulls. I am Abel Korostani.
Are
Or
you
Korostasny.
able to answer some questions?
He looks at you like you're an alien, and he's just like, "Yeah, yes I can."
Oh, and I haven't bothered to not to hide my Tibetness.
Yeah. But yeah, he starts leading you in, and he goes, "Please follow me," and like he like starts like fucking introducing the bowls. Like, this is Korathalti.
Pleased to meet you, Korathalti. I am.
Yeah. And as far as you can tell, this guy like lives alone in here, and also this place would reek to high heaven if it wasn't for the fact that he's burning so much incense, because you find rotten food in so many of these bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it smells to me.
Oh, yeah. You got acute senses. This place is gross as hell.
Yeah, I'm like, so you said that the bulls could whisper our names.
Yeah. And he says, he like takes a bowl and he holds his face, and it's still got like some like old food stuck to it.
Ew.
He like holds it to his ear, says, the bowl, they whisper, and his like eye like rolls into the back of it. And he goes, "Yes, I am in the presence of one Heracles, keeper of the gate."
Oh
And
no.
he like
Yes!
starts going through the whole fucking thing.
Even the
and
bulls.
he's mouthing along with him.
Yeah, he's just excited.
Slayer of the beast. Yes.
Yeah, and also, this one has many names. You are appropriate. This one has many names. I will refer to you by your human title.
Thanks. Can we ask the bull questions?
He like pulls the bowl off of his face, and there's something like stuck on his face.
I'm just
He's like, "What may you add?"
well, exposition dump.
Yeah. He goes, you want to know about men with metal hand, or a man with a metal hand stealing a mysterious chest.
Uh-huh. It's It's my first quest.
Did you
As
mention that
is
you were
my.
Did you oh, that's good. I like that. Did you mention that you're wanting to know about like the Thieves Guild involvement?
Well, I was thinking if I asked about the Thieves Guild, it would be more they probably know that who this guy is, where he hides out. They'd probably keep track on,
Yeah.
competitors.
Right.
But yeah,
okay.
I probably would ask after my two friends, or at least I think they're my friends, in the guild.
So there's a couple different Thieves Guilds, very, what's the game we play on Sundays, James?
Cup in the Cup?
No. Blades in the Dark.
Oh, Blades in the
Very
Dark.
Blades in
Sorry.
the Dark-esque in Knotwall. You're good. But he's like, yes, the bulls have spoken to me, as have some of the members of the Silver Cat, as they wanted to hear from the bull. The bulls whispered of a great treasure held within a mysterious crate. No! Chest!
Is it our chest?
And he like holds a bowl to his face for probably
better not
about
be in my
30
chest.
seconds. And he says, the bulls do not say.
The bulls.
This is a fun character to play, I'll tell you.
He's coming into Tuesday somehow.
But yeah, he's like, I would begin your search with the Silver Cat. They are the ones who clearly wanted variety of treasure.
And that's the group I have a couple inroads with.
Yes.
And where do they hide out?
He says, the bulls tell me they stay in the far northwest corner of Knotwall, nearly outside the citadel and its double wall.
And I reach into my pack and I hold out a day worth of food to him.
He says, thank you, but the bulls provide all that I need. And he just a weird serpent-like tongue that's a foot long comes out of his mouth, and he just scoops some of the old food out of the bowl into his butt.
Yeah, Seifel visibly reacts to that we're leaving.
Heracles is kind of like lag on a Twitch stream. Takes him about 4 seconds to process what's going on.
Yeah.
And then he blinks and realizes, oh,
Seifel's already left the room. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gonna follow Seifel out, and the first thing out of his mouth is gonna be, I understand your joke now.
Which one? Because they...
The paw one.
The one about your paws.
Oh. You take a while to catch things, don't you?
No, I'm a very good hunter.
I hope the
I
others
never
are having
let my
better
prey
luck.
escape. Anyways.
In order to give us that cutaway, I'm like, I hope the others are having better luck.
Sidewipe! So, we're gonna cut over to the group of three. You guys are over in the bowl. I'm so glad I finally got to use that character. Anyway,
you know what would be better than bowls?
Huh.
Big mirrors.
Big mirrors.
I love that they went and talked to a group of cats, so Heracles just kind of sat there like, huh, kitties. And then they went to a mad bull man. Meanwhile, we went to Auntie Pigeon's shop. And
a mad halfling.
No, she's not mad. She's a former rogue.
Well, she hates cats.
It's why I called her Auntie.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And now we're going to an inn.
Yeah. So you guys are going to the Deep Inn. The Deep Woods Inn is like pretty rough for being in fucking Chandler Town or Chandler Hall. It's like right on it's on the outside of the right. And it's you guys head out there, and this is totally the kind of like rough and tumble place that you would come to expect from a D&D inn. Like you hear rowdy music, all sorts of people dancing, and fucking you go in there and
Playing
like
Hearthstone.
yeah, you go in there and there's like probably two guys who look like they're about to get into a fist fight. There's drinking competitions, gambling. The whole room is filled with pipe weed smoke, you know, all that jazz. But yeah, you walk in. Johan, how at home do you feel in this kind of environment? Probably very, right?
I was gonna say, let me say his phrase. It's taverns and inns are like libraries. They're where all the stories come together.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And this is definitely a room full of stories. I would say probably for Hadra, this might be a little bit of an unusual style of inn. Like they have like what they have over there are like bathhouses, essentially, which form as inns, but they usually don't get
Haha
too
rooms.
Yeah, hookah
Yeah,
rooms too.
yeah,
Or
and
dens.
they don't really get rowdy. You know what I mean? This is just people getting blind drunk to loud music and beating each other up. Like,
It's interesting though.
yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. So, yeah, as you guys enter, Grellin is like, all right, well, you guys go ahead and look for some. You guys go ahead and look for him. I'm gonna go and see if I can find out about him at the bar.
Did we get a description?
No, but she did give you a piece of information, and that is that all of the Metal Hand members wear a metal gauntlet on their right hand, or on their left hand at all times.
Oh. So will we do a search or spot?
That would be a spot. Yeah, the bar is just a little too rowdy for you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably like sitting with some random people, listening to them while I look around, half distracted.
Yeah. Damn, Hadra is focused though.
Woo!
Yeah, Hadra, you are kind of like looking around, scanning the room, and you immediately pick this guy out. The interesting, so it's this guy. He's bald. You recognize him. That probably helps you too. You recognize him from the ring, right? He's bald. He's in like plain clothes now. He's got the gauntlet on still, and maybe he's talking to a couple guys at a gambling table.
Nudge, nudge. He's over there.
Yeah. Grellin kind of goes and looks at, or Grellin looks and goes, there he is. So, what's the move?
Oh, I start walking up behind him.
Okay, yeah. You walk up behind him, and you over. And then we took the cart and ran it into the woods, and they never fucking knew. That was great.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
You take a
And the
sword out?
curved. No, these are the. You know what Gurkha daggers are.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what she carries. Is two of those,
Oh Jesus.
and both of them are against his throat, and she's behind him.
As soon as you do that, you see like three of the guys like get up and like draw swords, and they're like, "Hey, whoa!" And he's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Leans over behind him. What do you mean we didn't know?
He goes like white as a sheet for a second. Goes, "Listen, here's the thing. We are in a bar full of people who are my friends right now. And you're like seeing a couple people like who are kind of getting up and like looking at this situation being like, what the fuck is going on? You know? And definitely those three guys at the table are like, yeah, I'm ready to go right now. You know? It's like, you gonna, I don't know, think this through, or do you want to get ran through?
Let's put it this way, sweetheart. You'll be breathing through 3 new openings before they could even get a weapon on me.
He's like,
So we can do this easy, or we can do this hard.
he's like, all right, what do you need to know?
Where's the guy with the big fuck off sword in the chest?
You hold on. You trying to tell me you want to find Herr?
He doesn't need to know who gave me the information.
Make
Yeah.
an intimidate roll.
Bum bum.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, it's
listen.
not mine.
Yeah, he's like, listen, whatever they do to me, or whatever you do to me, what Aaron will do is much worse. And let's see here. Make me Johan. Make me a listen.
I listen
Yeah.
to the sound here within my heart.
Shh.
Damn, listen's like one of those
Boo.
skills I didn't take.
So you do hear something. You hear the rasping of a blade going out of its sheath as a dagger points directly to your back.
I'm sitting at another table.
You're sitting at at another. No, yeah, but
Yeah,
they
I was-
saw you walk in with it.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. And Grellin, for his part, like, you guys hear like a thud, and like Grellin fucking like he's got like his sword like held, his arms twisted backwards, and like held to the bar, and his like head is being pushed on the bar as like two big guys are like fucking like, all right, you're staying down, motherfucker.
My friend.
Huh?
I was like, Johan's just like, my friend, I did not come here to fight.
He's like, well, somebody in this bar decided they was gonna pick a fight. So, as about a little proposition, we'll handle this like proper gentlemen. You, me and the sweetie here go outside, we have a duel, whoever wins, well, if you win, I'll tell you what you want to know. You can best me. No one's gonna best me. If you lose, well, I'll think of the consequences afterwards.
Deal.
Yeah,
And she withdraws from the guy's neck.
yeah. Everyone in the bar withdraws their weapon, or like puts their weapons back in their sheaths. And he goes, all right, I'll meet you outside, say, 10 minutes. Almost fine. How's that sound to you?
Why not right now? Why do you need to worry? Let's go
goes-
out now.
He goes, I need 10 minutes to put me armor on. What do you think?
Because Raw rules.
Fine. I go wait outside.
Yeah. So he goes. So about 10 minutes pass. He walks out in his standard, studded leather. And he draws out. The good question is, what weapon would he be using right now? And a good answer to that good question would be that he is using
A back to carbon.
Huh?
A back to carbon.
No.
Oh yeah, sure.
He's using an axe. He's using a hand axe. Or not a hand axe, a war axe, sorry. So, yeah.
Such a clumsy weapon.
He goes, "Oh, it's not clumsy when I, darling." Let's see here. And, no, not a dwarven war axe. I actually didn't have a stat block ready for this guy, because I didn't expect you to just stick your blade to him immediately. Battle axe, that's what I'm talking about. No, a battle axe is one-handed as well. Hold on.
Great axe?
Great axe, that's what I'm talking about.
The great ass.
Yeah. There we go. And then... Sorry, give me 1 second, I'm bad DMing.
Hey, it's like my DMing. I didn't think you'd actually want to kill it.
Well, I figured you probably would, but, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, he's kind of just standing there. Alright. Well, here we fucking are. And there's a circle of people around you from the bar at this point. Everyone's kind of leering and jeering, like yelling out shit like, "Hey, I'm betting 10 on, what did I name him again? God
Generic NPC Alpha.
Joey.
I'm putting 10 on Brad LaBocca." And like another one's like, "Oh no, I think the lady's the one who's gonna win this one. Brad LaBocca can't even throw a punch." And like everyone's laughing, you know, and like it's just a whole bunch of bullshitting, you know. And he's like, "Alright, well let's fucking do this then." 1d20. And he gets a +1. Alright. Brad LaBocca kind of sucks.
First attack roll of the game.
That wasn't an attack roll, that was an initiative.
Oh.
Roll me an initiative. Wow. Yeah, you go first. Go ahead and make your attack. Or whatever you're gonna do. It's your turn. And you instantly beat the ever-living shit.
Oh.
I didn't think I'd roll a crit and confirm it on the first roll.
We
Alright,
are good.
So Kadra is a blessed character now. Yeah, so Kadra, what does this look like when you like summarily defeat him in this duel?
Like, it's just like a whirling, like she twirls the blades in her hands, and just when she finally sets to do them, they're like sort of, you know how they come out the back of the hand?
Yeah.
And you just see them just go right across his chest.
Yeah. Alright.
Whoa.
So he's like laying on the ground injured, right?
Kill
He
him.
would be dead. If you're not attempting... Are you attempting to kill him?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because, you know, he's an important
Because what
asset.
good is he dead to me?
Exactly, right? Let's see here. So, yeah, cool. So he's on the ground, and he's just, like, gasping, and the whole crowd's like, "Whoa!" You know what I mean? Like, just being like, what the fuck? You know? How does Grelic,
That's
Daddy
our
was a genie.
girl.
yeah, Grelin is just like, damn! How's, Johan, reacting?
Oh, it's just like, wait, not those surprising.
Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, fuck, okay, what do you want to know? What the fuck do you want to know?"
Where is he? I want the chest back.
He's like, he's probably set up in the camp. If you pull out your map, I can show you where it is.
Calmly pull out the map and, show me.
Yeah, and he's gonna mark a spot right over here. X marks the spot. He's gonna be like, it's called Iron Falls. It's a waterfall with a cave. We keep all of our shit stashed there, and then we go there to sleep whenever we're wanted.
How many people are normally there?
Oh, it really depends. I don't know how many would be there now. It could be anywhere from just him to all 14 of us, I guess.
13 minus you, right?
No,
'Cause you're not
14
gonna
minus.
go there.
14 minus
Okay.
me. I'm getting the hell out of here. Ain't no pay worth
Smart
this
lad.
shit.
May the winds be in your back as you leave. And I just turn around and walk away.
Whew! Nice!
Spooky
Yeah.
girl.
Grellin, walks up to you and is like, damn, you've done this before, haven't you?
When your father's nearly 9 feet tall, you learn how to fight.
Friend Hadra, you are surprising, to say the least. Did not expect you to do so strongly.
Yeah. So, we're gonna probably call it for here tonight. It's getting to be about 2 a.m.
Oh, damn.
I know, but you know the old saying, leave them wanting.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna have an end scene if you guys all get back to the bar, for sure. You guys all get back to the Rusty Slug. Damn it, this would have been a great time to have you guys actually go to the Chunder. We'll have that later. But yeah, you guys go to the Rusty Slug. You all kind of chill, you know.
Greetings,
probably
friends. I
Yeah.
played with cats.
He
Yeah.
did. We also
Yeah.
met someone who worships bulls.
You just
Yes,
hear-
and had a tongue like a python.
It was
Yeah,
so
you just
gross.
you just hear in the background on the wind very faintly.
The bull.
The moon.
Friend
Yeah.
Hadra
He was
here.
talking about something too.
Yeah.
Were you paying
Grellin
attention to it?
Grellin is
One of us had to.
Yeah. Grellin is like, yeah, Hadra fucking handled business.
You got to kill things?
Oh, I wish I could have seen her fight.
I
Well,
wanted to
not
kill things. Unfortunately, I got stuck with cats, but that's a great consolation prize.
I don't
Reminds
kill
me of the
things
time
unless they
and
need-
then off you go.
I quietly
She just
slide.
gives up and has a drink.
I quietly and very defeatedly slide 5 gold over to Hercules.
It's not much of a fight as much of a. She beat them down very quickly.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Uh,
Sorry.
Well,
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
say for the sake of the party, I didn't redon my disguise.
Yeah, okay, so y'all see a partially cat person. So kawaii, yeah.
Nico, I'm gonna break your Nico kneecaps.
Yeah.
Did the bull worshipper give you cat eaters as well?
No, I've always had those.
And he turns
Ah.
into cats.
1. I turn into
Just
a cat.
one?
My uncle had one of your kind as a pet before.
The reason he played this race was to make this joke.
Oh god, that's beautiful.
Yes,
Oh,
it
man.
reminds me of the time I had to fight off a horde of them from
Yeah.
You didn't even know what a tibbet was.
Shh. Tibets are interesting, and I've dealt with them many times in my lengthy career.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Well, you could start by noticing he said Tibet and not Tibet.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
I reach over, give you a scratch behind the ears.
Oh,
So,
he's like trying
to
so
let this
hard not
move
to love
along,
it.
Yeah.
Heracles. No,
Hold up here, bud.
Heracles is gonna go bug the bartender about.
About just
His
random
name?
shit.
No, like he's gonna eat food. And the
Oh
bartender
yeah,
be like,
yeah,
"I desire your strongest mead."
yeah.
And yeah, food.
Oh yeah, for
So to
sure.
leave you guys alone in peace.
I'm filling Stifle, and I'm like, we had wonderful pastries from Mother or Auntie Pigeon.
You never
And
let me
I'm-
go there. Why? And I'm
You
asking
actually-
Growl.
You actually probably don't even know that place exists. You just know
Oh.
that there's really good pastries he brings you sometimes, and he's like, "It's a secret."
Oh, I ruined the secret. No.
Yeah, no, you did though.
Yeah, now I'm
you
like,
know.
now I
you're
know where you keep getting those.
Yeah. He's like, it's a good place. We'll have to go sometime.
Oh dear.
Oh, and Happy Cat ear wiggles at that.
God damn it.
It's one of the ways you know when he's happy is his ears wag.
Yeah. So as we kind of have this moment of everyone kind of, being together and kind of getting to know each other or chowing down or whatever, we kind of pull back and we pull out of the tavern, and it cuts over to a vignette of a woman with pale skin. You can only see her hand. She's kind of tapping her fingers. She says, "So, we retrieve it." And you hear, "Yes, we did. We got a hold of it. Thank God that we got a little bit of use out of those guys. Yes, they might be useful later, but not 100% sure. Run me some numbers on that, would you?" And you hear like someone in the background. I mean, if you insist, but I think you know what the numbers are gonna say. Liabilities, right? Well, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. In the meanwhile, see about if anybody has posted a missing chest. If they have, I would like to know who's taken it.
Uh-oh.
And we're gonna cut there. So let's get some outros, guys. Let's start with Gunner.
Greetings and thank you for coming to our Let's Play of this. Although,
God damn it.
yes, it's a Let's Play. I, Heracles, Gatekeeper of Olympus, have been fantastic and playing with the dastardly cats with their lovely fur and cuddles and yes. Where was I? Oh, yes. My name is Cyrus Smith. You can find me on YouTube at Cyrus Smith. You can also find me here most Saturdays playing either Apocalypse World from Justice Grab Bag, whenever we do that again, or with Daniel, your thing that is coming up. What is the name of that again?
Yes, Spark of Fate.
Spark of Fate. Yes, I'll be doing that soon. You can also find me playing Squeak, the very disappointed barbarian who has been through 2 episodes without killing anything.
She'll get her turn.
On Tuesday nights. Well, she better, otherwise she might just pick on people. So
Pick on the turtle.
So
Yes, pick on the turtle.
Tonight I will dine on turtle soup.
Shit. But yeah. Right on. Let's see here. Next, let's have Daniel.
I'm SassyMcNasty, also Daniel, also Johan, the gypsy. I almost said gypsy bard. Gypsy rogue. And then going in chronological order, on Saturdays you can catch me as Harbin Brainer from Apocalypse World, Flesh and Fire. And whenever I have a moment between Justice Grab Bag and whatever's going on, I'll be starting a campaign called The Spark of Fate, where an entity pulls a bunch of people from other worlds and build.
Hey, I've seen this before.
Yeah, in Star Trek. No. And then
Back.
and then on Mondays, you can catch me playing Tavis, the diplomat turned operative soon. So that'll be fun. And then on Tuesdays, you can catch me as Suzano, sleepy snake, not so sleepy anymore. Who's starting to bond a little bit more with NPCs in his party and learning a lot about the world. That, yeah, he has to be more serious now. Oh, serious Suzano.
The
And yeah,
fuck was that?
I don't know. I'm kind of tired, but I'm not. 'Cause I slept like 5 hours, but it's also 2 a.m. and I'll get a little more sleep in. So yeah, that's me.
Nice. Brian.
Yeah, I'm Brian. I play Hadra. The very interesting Jenny, who has now said that she's actually descendant of genies. So it could be quite interesting as these people find out more about her.
Yeah.
And they have learned that she can make people talk with her blades if she really needs to.
Oh yeah.
Damn, she's scary.
You can also find me on Mondays in the Fire Strike playing Shaba Young. But we're going to see about that as we come up. Jesta and I have a few things planned. So should be interesting. And also on Tuesdays playing Sakura, the fuck off boomerang wielding little halfling. That's just so much fun with her pink hair running around and thinking fairies are cute and they're fun to play with.
Oh, they just love you. You actually want to play with them.
Why not? They look cute.
I have several reasons.
Trust me, if Alfano was there, she'd be like, "Oh, fairies! Hi, how you doing? Let's go have some fun."
Yeah. Right on. And James.
Hi. I mean, hi-ho, friendolas. My name is, James, also known as Knightheart, and you have just seen me playing Sifo Wide-Eyes Veramain, or whatever the hell I got for his human name that he disowned because his family's a bunch of assholes. The Tibbet who pretends to not be a Tibbet except around his new friends because, hey, if they're going to get to work together, they got to learn to not question why sometimes there's just cats. You can find me here on Mondays where I'm playing Ezele Soraval, also known as Ezzy, the C-pop star with the heart of gold and the incurable case of the space AIDS who tried to give himself a very good curable case of the suicides, but Jesta denied me of my sweet release. But as much as everyone's like, oh, as everyone's like, oh, stop trying to kill yourself, there are reasons for my madness that shall be revealed in due time. But you can also catch me here on Tuesday where I get to DM Realms of Refuge, my favorite night of the week, where I get to bring a whole truckload of crazies through all sorts of crazy situations, including this new world where they are with fairies, they are with robots. They're now going to be chased around by a spooky robot spider. It's starting to. This whole place is starting to get into weird territories. Also, one of their friends got their leg blown off, but he'll be fine. You can also catch me here on Saturdays for Justice Grab Bag, where, well, not this one, not for the wrestling one, though you should go watch that.
Oh, I will be there for that one. I forgot that.
But you can catch me here on the Flesh and Fire ones, Apocalypse World, where I play Knowing, the sociopathic hard holder of Sit Tight, who I really like to get to play because it's one of the few times I get to play an evil character. I'm also here for, oh yeah, I will be in Daniel's A Spark of Fate, where I am playing a summoner sorcerer named Marin Farcaller, and that's going to be fun. I think I'm going to have to play the face, because we've got a fucking barbarian, a dwarf, and a frog. Who you can't even give a hug to. But other than that,
Yeah.
that's my long-winded intro out. Or outro, whatever.
Outro in. Out.
It-
Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Smith. Nights where I play Left Ratman, who is still just having a bad time. You can catch me on Tuesdays where I play Tif to Libre. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to do this Left Hi. Hi! You can also catch me on Tuesdays where I get to play Tif to Libre, a precious cinnamon bun who's currently kind of being protected at all costs. Though she almost got her fucking leg blown off. Hi. You can catch me on Thursdays. And I do want to touch on this. The relative scheduling of Stramdex is going to be a little bit inconsistent. Thursday nights, keep an eye out for notifications of us streaming because I have a work schedule that is not conducive to doing as much streaming as I do every night. I am amazed that I've gotten this many Monday and Tuesdays in a row off. And watch that make it so that now I get a whole bunch of closing shifts. But knock on wood. Anyway, you can catch me on Saturdays, pretty much when we're doing anything, as long as it is either a day I don't work or a day that we do a Justice Grab Bag or something at 11 o'clock and later. You can catch me on SoundCloud under SoundCloud/ThatHoon. That is ThatHoon, all caps. And other than that, I think that we are going to be able to sign off with an I don't know what our sign off.
The Bulls!
The Bulls!
The Bulls!